Hey guys, welcome back to Value Customs. Today we're going to tackle the steering system in the old 50. We've got a few things to do. We got to mount the steering column. First we got to modify the steering column, and we'll mount it. Then we'll work on the rack and get everything hooked up so we can turn this big beast. All right, we're going to get started here. Hang out with us. Hit that subscribe button so you get to see what we're gonna do next. Here we go. We got that fuel system done. We jumped into working on our steering now. Running into a little problem. I probably should have, here, let me show you. All right, so this is the way that they have the rack running, this aftermarket rack and pinion mount. And if you can see, that's kind of hard to see. We're gonna come right into the bottom of the exhaust up there. I don't know, it's really tough to see. So you can see my tube up there to the right with the steering column coming down. We got to shorten that up, but I don't want to do that until we get the angle. But we need this rack to come out at an angle such as that. You see them splines there, right there. We need to come right up through there in order to have room. So that means we have to, I know that's kind of dark right there. It's really tough. We'll see over here. We have to modify that mount a little bit to make this fit. I think we can get by with making it straight. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut apart stuff we already put together. So yeah, it isn't all just simply welded on and go. Yeah, it don't fit. We probably would have been all right if you're familiar with putting an LS in something. They do make different mounts for these to go up in there. We opted to put in, or I always say we, but it's always me. I opted to put in the mounts for a small block Chevrolet. So at some point it could be switched back. I don't know why, because it never will. And with doing that, we'll go up through here and see if we can look back down on what we got. There we go. That's a small block Chevrolet mount right there. And we used a aftermarket plate to, I know that camera's not working good, but there's just no real good angle. I should have showed you this before I put the motor in. There's a better look. So any small block Chevy mount will work. We could put a 350 Chevy in here if we really wanted to, real simply. But it's not. It's a 6-liter. So them plates back here, right here where my finger is, that aluminum plate is also going to cause a problem for my air conditioning. The original AC pump will not fit in this location. So I got to do a little research and figure out what I can put in here with that particular mount. We will have AC no matter what, whether I got to cut that mount out of there or not. We'll have AC. I'm fat, it gets hot, I gotta have air. It's that simple. All right, guys, well, we're gonna get prepared here to cut up this rack right here. We'll get that mount cut back out of there. We'll fabricate in a new mount, and we'll get that rack sitting at the angle we need, and we'll go forward with trying to hook up a steering wheel. Now I'm trying to use the stock column. We're gonna modify it a little bit. Yeah, I could probably buy the aftermarket iDid-Its or the Speedway cheaper one, or the Jungle website's got a couple on there. But I want to run the stock steering wheel. I want the inside of this car to look like it was, and which means we got to do a little fabrication to try to get the shifter working. Yeah, blah blah. But we'll get to that. We got to get the stupid thing in there first. Yeah. I guess we got to do some cutting and welding. Okay. Let me get things back and ready to go, and we'll bring it back in and we're ready. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, guys, we're ready to cut that up. Safety gear is important, guys. If you're doing this without safety gear, you probably shouldn't. So we'll get geared up here quick. We'll get that cut off. Funny note, I decided to cut this with the Sawzall, so I got a nice clean cut up in the inside here. Cut them welds off and grind that out and whatnot. The only Sawzall I can find if you guys follow my channel here and subscribe, which I hope you do, go back and subscribe and see what we've been doing. I see I'm out of range here. Let's turn that a little bit there. Yeah, anyway, the only Sawzall I could find laying around the shop today is the old trusty, what is this thing? Chicago Electric. I know that came from Harbor Freight, but if you watch my channel, you subscribe, you follow along what we're doing. Back here a couple months ago, I bought out a garage, and that garage was full of tools. It was a garage sale, and I pretty much bought the whole darn garage. Some of the stuff we refurbished. We got a brake and stuff. That's in an earlier video, and we got some more tools to do. But some of the stuff is this. So we're gonna give this old Harbor Freight Chicago Electric Sawzall a workout. Let's see what happens. Well, let's get geared up here. Get our safety gear on now. Don't forget that part. That's very important. This is a handy little cover right here. All right. Probably can't hear me very well, but get some earmuffs on. Some gloves on. The one thing I forgot to say is it's going to really hurt my arms while that hot shavings is all down. I know that, but we'll see what happens. We got to plug it in. There we go, guys. Got that off there. I know. I could have used a plasma cutter. I could have used the death wheel. I could have used about anything. May have been a little faster. But I wanted to make sure that I got a fairly straight cut on it so I could reuse them brackets. Now we're going to probably trim them up a little bit, tip that back because they're going to go up here like so, but they're going to be straight. So we'll clean this up here, and we should be able to clean that up and put them right back on after we fix a few things. So, okay, when we get me a grinder out and clean all this up real quick, and we'll be back. Well, we're working on the steering column here, so we can get that rack put back where it should go. We could have put in an aftermarket steering column. You know, I could have ordered and I did it, or something from Speedway. I sent it earlier, but I opted to go with the stock steering column. Now we'll walk around here real quick and look inside the car. Everything's mounting just like it did from the factory. We'll try to get a light on in here. So we're using the same mount here. This was the 3-speed on the tree shifter that was here. We're going to try to adapt that in the future to run our 6-speed automatic. I've got an idea to do some stuff up underneath there, and hopefully we can make that work. So we're retaining the stock steering wheel. Let me move here. The stock steering wheel with the horn butt and the whole works. We're going to retain that. So now we'll move back out here and I'll show you what we did to make that kind of work. So I had to fabricate this bracket here with a little sandwich bracket to hold that in place. I just whipped that up the other night. Got that kind of half mounted in there. I will take it back off, put some sealant, some sound deadener behind it. So here's the original steering column. Steering column originally went down here and is stuck to the yeah, that steering thing. Yeah, steering box. Yep. So we took all that out when we put the coils and the I'm lost for words all of a sudden. Anyway, we took all that out. We updated all that suspension stuff. So, well, here's what we did. We took that, we cut down the original housing. This is the original steering shaft that went down through the center. We don't have this welded on yet, so I can show you. So I found, went to the local bearing place, got me a bearing with a 3/4 inch center for that. And the outside fits snugly in here. I did go on the inside and I peened it a little bit so that the bearing can't go up. All right, if we can get in here a little closer, you can't see it. I should have videoed it before I put it together. But inside there, I put a thrust washer in there. And that thrust washer will just kind of ride in there and keep things from moving. This is a lock ring. So we got the lock ring on there. And nothing will move. Nothing moves. It turns nice and smooth. We got a lot of clearance between the exhaust and the steering column, so we should be good. Hopefully we won't have any issues. We're going to go underneath the car now and see if we can get the rack situated where it's supposed to go. So hang with me, I'll be right back. We're back under the car here, guys. If you recall, I'll back this up. We cut that rack out and we changed our angle right there. You can see that very well. We'll go back up top here in a second. Here, let me put the camera up here. Maybe we can see better. Right there, we changed that angle where it's coming out. If you remember before, we were coming right out at the motor mount there. Now we're going up past it. We left a little room for the power steering pump to be hooked up. And we got a pretty good angle going up to the steering column. So we're gonna get this tacked back in real quick. I'm gonna set you down here. Hopefully I don't get you dizzy. Back up a second here. Let's see. Yeah, we're just gonna throw a couple tacks on this. We're gonna go back up top. We're gonna make sure everything's lined up. Make sure we got a good angle. From here it looks good. I don't know what it's gonna be like up there, so we're going to just throw a couple tacks, go up top, see what we got. Okay, see if we got a good enough ground here. Yep, we do. I think that should probably be a good enough tack to go back up and see what we got. Yeah, he didn't do very good on this one. Let's give it another shot here. Much better, much better. All right, let's set the helmet down. Get the ground back off. Actually, the ground can stay. Let's move the lead. And we'll be back in a second. We'll be on top. There we go. We got the rack put back in place. Got that all welded up in there. Just like it was before. Nobody knows the difference. Got our angle all perfect there. And all right, Hey, we're gonna lower this car down. We're gonna call her good for this one today, guys. We got the steering wheel, steering column in. We got the rack hooked back up. Steering's hooked up. We can finally turn this car. And yeah, that's one more thing closer to being done. I know we got a lot going on here. We got lots of building on this car left, but we're slowly getting there. Eventually we'll have this car done. It's a long process, gentlemen and ladies, I guess, if ladies watching. It definitely is a long-term commitment to continue fighting and getting through this stuff, because every time you go forward, you see something else you might have forgot. But anyway, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'll give you one more look at it. Steering column is in. Steering is hooked up. And it works pretty darn good. So, all right. I appreciate you watching. If you made it this far, hit that subscribe button. Help the channel grow a little bit. Share this with your friends. You know, give us a like. Make a comment. Do whatever you want to do. I appreciate every one of you. We'll see you next time. Take care. God bless. Thank you.